We kick off Chicago Bears now with an update on Justin Fields. My name is Harrison Graham, and the latest on Justin Fields is that, well, Matt Eberflus essentially refused to offer a concrete update on the Bears quarterback, saying, we'll know more Wednesday. We'll dive into this in just a moment, but hit the subscribe button if you would, please. We're like 30 subs away from 79,000 here on Chicago Bears Now. I want to wake up on Tuesday morning with that 79,000 plus subscribers. So that would really mean a lot to me. News, rumors, more videos on a daily basis, multiple videos most days as well. So hit that sub button, turn on the notifications. That way you never miss an episode here on Chicago Bears Now. All right, here's what Matt Eberflus said earlier today about Justin Fields' injury status. He said, I think he's in a good spot. We just need more time. We need teamwork, like practice, essentially. We need that, and we'll eventually get there. We're just not there right now. Just functioning in the game of football. That's the big part of it, and that's really the only update I have. Here's the thing, Flus. That's not an update. Saying he's in a good spot and we need more time. I mean, is that an update? Because that's what you said last week. Why? Look. Some people believe, don't tell the public anything, competitive advantage, whatever. And I'm sure some of you guys agree with that, and that's fine. But why not just be like, hey, we think he's in a good position to play on Sunday, but we can't 100% say at this time. I mean, even that's not giving away anything. But we think we're in a good spot, but blah 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 blah. That's all I have. Just offer us more. That's what we've heard for weeks now. Basically, I know there's been incremental improvements because he has practiced in some capacity, but that's definitely a little frustrating here. You look at Fields and Bagent this year. Fields starting 6 games, Bagent starting 4, playing in 5, and obviously Tyson's accuracy has been a little higher, a lot more underneath throws, etc. They both have 6 picks. Fields just happens to have 8 more touchdown passes. I've been impressed with Bagent's mobility. He could actually move around a little bit better than I think people thought, but surely Fields will be ready, right? If he doesn't play on Sunday, that'll be his 5th missed game in a row. I will honestly have major questions at that point. Did you just misdiagnose the injury timetable? If that's the case, I know they're kind of stuck in terms of how many players they could bring back from IR, so they can't. Anyone that goes on IR the rest of the season will not be eligible to return from IR, assuming Khalil Herbert's activated, because you only can reactivate 8 players from IR, and they've already done it 7 times. Herbert's number 8. So I can buy that. We couldn't put him on IR because we were out of spots. But there was a point where, they thought he might play against New Orleans, and this would be 2 more games after that. He obviously didn't play 4 days later against the Carolina Panthers, and now we're 4 days after the Panthers game, and Flus is refusing to offer something more concrete. Now, maybe he's playing coy. Maybe he just wants to wait till Wednesday to announce it. Sure, that's fine. But I'll say this. If he doesn't play Sunday, that's 35 days since he last played in a football game and suffered that injury, well over a month. I'll have real questions at that point about what is exactly happening. Now, who do you guys believe will start against the Detroit Lions this Sunday? If you do think it's going to be Justin Fields, which I actually do, I think he'll start. Type JF. If you think it's going to be Tyson Bagent, type TB for Tyson Bagent. Who starts in Week 11 against Detroit? Pen comment on today's show. JF for Justin Fields or TB for Tyson Bagent. Could the Bears sign Jack Jones from the New England Patriots? He was released on Monday due to attitude concerns, and seems like it's kind of been building in this direction. Doug Kyed had the note that Jack Jones was given an opportunity to improve his attitude this week in Germany because the Patriots played in Germany and didn't per source. As a result, he was waived. Now, if you're not familiar with Jack Jones, he was 4th-round pick in 2022. He's been pretty productive in the games he has been able to play since the start of last season. 7 breakups, couple of picks. I don't know if he's necessarily a high-level starter, but I think he's a really good backup in terms of pure talent and a guy who can start. He's talented. There's no doubt about it. But there's a reason he fell to the 4th round coming out of Arizona State, because he had some troubles there. We'll take a look at kind of his history and his kind of journey to getting released by the Patriots in the middle of a season in a minute and explore whether or not the Bears should sign him. But first, Rocket Money. Got to save you money. So download the Rocket Money app today. It is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. It's 2023, and it appears we can't buy things anymore. We can only subscribe to them. There's subscriptions for everything these days, from streaming services to razors, etc. And it can feel impossible to keep tabs on what you're paying for each month. That's why I love Rocket Money. It lists out all of your subscriptions on one screen, tells you exactly how much you're paying per month, and in reality, you're probably spending over $200 on all these different subscriptions. So if you decide you want to scale back, you can click the cancel button next to any subscription that you no longer want. They will cancel it for you, and you can start saving money on a monthly basis. With over 5 million users and counting, Rocket Money has helped save its customers an average of $720 per year and $1 billion in total savings so far. Be a part of that billion plus that Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to this point. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel those unwanted subscriptions and fill up your pockets. RocketMoney.com/BearsNow. That is the place to download the app today. RocketMoney.com/BearsNow. Start saving money with Rocket Money. It's an awesome personal finance app. Links in the comments and in the description. Look at the Bears cornerback room. Normally I'd be pretty open to, bringing a guy like this in, take a chance. He's got talent and, no harm, no foul. It would be a cheap type of pickup. But the Bears cornerback room is honestly very deep. Like, it's a good group, right? Like Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon. I know Terrell Smith has been dealing with mono, but I think he's going to be back soon, and he's a rookie, so you've got him under contract for a while. Jalen Jones is a young second-year player, so is Josh Blackwell. So I like the Bears cornerback depth. Sure, he's got more talent probably than a Josh Blackwell or a Jalen Jones, but those guys also play key roles on special teams, and they don't have the off-the-field concerns that Jack Jones has. He had multiple issues at Arizona State. This past offseason, he had an incident at an airport where he had a gun. That wasn't a good situation. Before Week 9 against the Commanders, he missed curfew, which was a big part that led to this release by New England. And then today, of course, he got waived. So it's been a bit of a tumultuous ride for Jack Jones. Yes, the talent is there, but at the same time, the Bears cornerback room is actually one of the better position groups on this football team. So I'm not necessarily expecting Ryan Poles to go out and sign this guy at this point in time. Now, maybe you guys agree, maybe you disagree. Should the Bears sign Jack Jones? Type S for sign if you do want him, or type P for pass you don't want him. What say you? Let me know in the comment section. Should the Bears sign Jack Jones? Do the Bears have a tough stretch ahead coming up on their schedule? Obviously, Chicago's schedule coming into the season, and honestly, up to this point in the season, hasn't been all that difficult. But the Bears' next 4 games are quietly pretty tough, if we're being completely honest. Look at this 5-week stretch with 4 games in there. At Detroit this Sunday, they're 7-2. At Minnesota on Monday Night Football on a short week, they're 6-4. They've won 5 in a row. Josh Dobbs is playing well. Then you got the bye. Then you got Detroit at home off the bye week, and then you go to Cleveland, who just beat Baltimore and is 6-3 on the season. Like, this is a tough stretch coming up, which honestly is why you need Justin Fields to play. Like, you want to get as fair of an evaluation as you can. Hey, have him strap up in these games against tough opponents and see how he performs. And if he performs well, that would show me a lot. If he doesn't, it's like, well, it was already inconsistent, and against tougher competition, he didn't rise to the occasion. That probably makes your decision easier this offseason if you're Ryan Poles in terms of what you do at quarterback, which, again, I think the Week 1 starting quarterback next year will be one of these 3 players: Justin Fields, who's currently on your roster, Caleb Williams, the USC quarterback, or Drake Maye, the North Carolina quarterback. I don't necessarily see a scenario where it's someone else. I'll give a tiny % chance to Tyson Bagent if you move on from Fields and whoever you get to replace him isn't quite ready to start. Maybe Bagent could be your Week 1 starter, but in terms of long term, I think one of these 3 quarterbacks is almost certainly, I'd put it 90+% slated to be that guy starting in 2024. And I just feel like it's now or never for Fields. Like, this is why you got to get him back on the football field. Like, if he can ball out during this tough stretch coming up, he might just be able to convince Ryan Poles he's worth committing to in 2024. I've been on the record. I think the Bears, I think there's a very real chance that they have pretty much decided that they're moving on from Fields. but he could still change their mind, especially if he plays really good over the next month or so. So I hope he's ready to play Sunday. I hope he plays well, and I hope he can stack some games here because if he can, if nothing else, he increases his trade value. But maybe, just maybe, he convinces Ryan Poles he can be the guy here, and he gets another year. I think he has a lot of convincing to do for that to be the case, but you never know at the end of the day. Who will the Bears quarterback be next year? Who's going to be the starter in 2024? If you think it's going to be Justin Fields or Tyson Bagent or Caleb Williams or Drake Maye, drop the name in the comments. Maybe it's someone else in the draft. Maybe it's a free agent. Who will be the Bears starting quarterback in 2024? All right, guys, it's going to do it for today's episode of Chicago Bears Now. Again, we are almost at 79,000 subscribers. Help us get there. We would greatly appreciate it. Bear down.